Real life street stars. You know what time it is.
Jack, what is the age that you should be? I mean, when you're like that age, how what's the youngest you should be to?
An almost 60-year-old man shouldn't even find a woman under the age of 30 attractive. A man pushing 60, all of that wisdom, all of that knowledge. The only way you want something young and dumb is if you want something young and dumb because you don't want to be challenged in your actual life. You know, growing older isn't growing up. Are we forgetting about the case that Jean Claude Van Damme got on him? With all of those teleported young women that he just got busted with? And he knew they was being moved around people. Him and Shannon Sharpe around the same age.
You know, Shannon Sharpe, he just recently a resurfaced video came out to where he was with Donnell Rawlings, Ashley Larry with Dave Chappelle, and he
Mhm.
was kind of getting on him for being 46 with a 23-year-old, and was jokingly asking, where'd you meet Forever 21? Why didn't you talk to the mama? And that interview was like just a few months ago, last year.
Little
And
hypocritical, ain't it?
yeah, it's
You
it's
you
almost
went
like he was
around
hiding his
here
own desires.
hiding his own desires, or maybe just projecting. Maybe he was just projecting. Why do people think that Shannon is smart? Because he knows how to read. Oh, I can get a monkey to read. There's monkeys that have bachelor's degrees. What he is a broke down Mandingo fighter still working on behalf of the NFL. That's what he is. Period. You want to know what else I also find funny? That he did that interview with the baby person who sat there and told him about when he met Beyonce. Y'all remember that? That happened on Shay Shay. And he talked about how he was at the Diddy party at Diddy's house. And how after, the festivities were winding down and it was getting later into the middle of the night, approaching 3 a.m., Diddy got rid of almost everybody, but he let the baby stay behind with him and his close friends. And then he talked about how Beyonce was there and Jay-Z was there. Not at their house, at Diddy's house. And how Beyonce presented herself to him. And she didn't have to do that because he knew who she was and he couldn't believe she was talking to him. But she approached him. Kind of like how she approached that old friend of his when he said that he was at the party and the little people was there and she asked him, "Isn't this sexy?"
Damn.
My. How illuminating. There's been a lot of freaking off going on for a long time. Why does everybody keep... Let me tell you this. Beyonce, Giselle Knowles Carter. It does not matter how much money they spend, how many people, those tickets ain't gonna sell. And I'm gonna tell you why they not gonna sell. Because God said no. Period. God said no. Y'all need to start trying. There is no turning back. You're caught. I wish you had the common sense that animals do when they're caught. They just surrender. But no, y'all gonna fight it to the very end. Y'all gonna bring this broke down old NFL bum who apparently will do anything with his genitals to help cover or 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 create validity where there is none with the weirdos with his little orange purse, screwing people's kids, screwing kids young enough to be his grandchildren. Shame on you. You a dirty old man. Period. Of course, it's a shakedown. What it is a setup to find a way to get Tony Busby out of the Diddy game right before the trial. NFL, Jay-Z, Shannon Sharpe, all in the same bed. Are they not?
Hey, hey.